All right, good evening, everybody. My name's Adam Bria. I'm the Chair of the License and Permits Committee. It's 6:11 p.m. I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'm just going to go over some ground rules quickly. So number one, no one may speak till granted the floor. Number two, CB11 members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand through Zoom. If you click the participants icon, the participants panel should appear and you should find the raise hand function there. If you still have technical difficulty, you may click the chat icon and relay your difficulty to the staff. Number three, the chat function should not be used for CB11 business or questions about agenda topics. All such remarks should be made on the record by raising your hand through Zoom. Chat should only be used to alert us to any technical difficulties you are having or to state in writing information like an email address that was already stated out loud on the record during the meeting. Number four, please keep your questions and comments succinct and germane to the discussion. Number five, members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subjects on the agenda, please raise your hand through Zoom and wait to be recognized. Okay, so now I will officially call the meeting to order, and that's at 6:12 p.m. on March 2nd, 2022. And I'm wondering if you don't mind taking the roll.
Leroy Andino, Eric Alcancella, Adem Brija,
Present.
Carlos Diaz,
Present.
Angela Donato,
Present.
Judith Ferraro,
Here.
Jessica Morris is excused, Miguel Pava,
Present.
Shavasia Robinson Teague, and Jordan Wright.
Present.
Thanks. You have quorum, Madam.
Thank you. Okay, if I have no objections to the agenda, we will adopt it. So seeing no objections, we will adopt this month's agenda. As far as the adoption of the February committee minutes, if I have no objections, those will be adopted as well. Seeing no objections, then we will adopt the February committee minutes. Marlene, we spoke about this, so I said you could make this announcement, please. Thank you.
All right, no problem. So we just got information to the board office this morning that Mayor Eric Adams has lifted the key to NYC vaccination requirements for customers of indoor dining, and that lift will happen on March 7th, 2022. When we have information, we'll make a more detailed announcement at the next committee meeting for licenses and permits.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yippee.
Informational updates. I don't have any. Does anybody else? Okay, then seeing none of those, we will move on. Okay, and now we'll start with our action items. So first up, we have liquor licenses, and the first one is MFG Enterprises Corp. doing business as Armoni. It's a class change application for a full liquor license for a restaurant at 1649 Park Avenue on 117th Street. So I assume the applicant is here. So if we could give them the floor for a minute. I think we're familiar with their business, but just kind of wanted them to give us a brief update about, why they are making this change and if they have any other plans for their business.
Lonnie, you could just press *6 to unmute your line again.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Yep, we hear you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yes, we are applying for. We're doing the class change because we actually are having more business. We're having more bar business than usual. So that's where all of our business right now is actually developing, which is great because since COVID we haven't really had much business at all. So this is why we want to do the class change, and hopefully it'll work. bring more business in.
Well, I'm happy to hear that your business is doing better. As a small business owner myself in the restaurant business, I am fully aware of the struggles the pandemic has presented. I guess I don't have like an older application in front of me. Aside from adding full liquor, are there any other changes? Are the hours remaining the same? Is everything else staying the same in terms of the operation?
No, everything else is pretty much staying the same.
Okay, to me, it looks like, well, you have all your documents in order, but I'm going to now see if we have any questions from the committee, and then after that, I'll just see if anybody here from the public has any input. So, does anybody on the committee have any questions?
No, I checked all the documents. They're fine.
Thank you, Judith. Okay, so seeing no questions from the committee. Oh, wait, I have a hand up. Carlos, go ahead.
I was gonna just make a motion to approve.
Okay, yeah, before we do, I will entertain your motion, but I just wanted to ask the applicant one other question before we do that. Since we have you here, you obviously you brought up the challenges that the pandemic's presented. And one of the ways you see that, that being alleviated is possibly by obtaining a full liquor license. Do you care to like share any other concerns, struggles, issues that you feel you've had as running a small business? Even if this committee isn't equipped to provide you, with maybe the necessary resources to help you, we would love to maybe link you up with other committees on our board. So I don't know if you have anything else you want to share tonight, but you could also just keep that in mind. And we're here pretty much 365 days a year. We go on a summer vacation, but even then, I think we're available. So do you have anything else you want to share? Concerns, questions, anything?
No, not at the moment. But
Okay.
thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Of course. All right. So then, Carlos, you were making a motion.
Yes,
Okay, I'm assuming to approve.
yes.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve by Carlos.
Second.
Right. Who seconded it?
Miguel?
Okay, so motion to approve by Carlos, seconded by Miguel. Marlene, if you don't mind taking the roll.
Adem Briha,
Yes. Sorry, I have a motorcycle. Yes, I said yes.
that's fine. Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donville,
Yes,
Judith Ferraro,
Approve.
Miguel Pava,
Approve.
and Jordan Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries, Adem.
Okay, good luck with the change in your class, liquor license class, and we wish you the best of luck, all right? And with that,
Thank you. Thank you. I hope it works.
you're welcome. We hope so too. And with that, we will move to number 2. Okay, so number 2 is Disfrutin LLC doing business as Allison. It is also a class change for a full liquor license for a restaurant located at 1651 Lexington Avenue on 104th Street. I assume the applicant is here as well. And so like before, I will give them the floor first to just, tell us why they are looking to make this change and if they have any other information they care to share.
Enrique, you can go ahead and mute yourself.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. This is actually the first time that I'm asking or applying for a class change for license. I was the person in charge of running the cafe at the Museum of El Barrio for the last 5 years, and some other businesses in the past. Allison is the place that we built 2.5 years ago. To be exact, it was September 10, 2019. And we've been obviously surfing the waves of the pandemic for the last 2.5 years. And it was our idea and part of the original concept to pursue this full license. We decided not to because we didn't want to gamble on that after spending almost 11 months for the build out of the restaurant pretty much. And right now we're considering ourselves that we're ready. Actually, in the contrary to the last person who presented the case, we're actually being a little hurt because of the fact that we don't have a full liquor license, because a lot of people, they want to attend a bar for the happy hour or have a cocktail after dinner. We're a family place. We're currently not opening for lunch, but we at the beginning and part of the concept is open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We close at 10. Sometimes we close the kitchen at 10:30 on a busy night like Friday and Saturdays. But the idea is to, well, pretty much not lose that part of the business. And we have a bar in place, but it's something that it will really help us to kind of like balance the huge losses that we had in the last couple of years. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you. Before I go to the committee, I have a few questions. Marlene, I'm looking at the Airtable and did they submit a stipulation and a questionnaire? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Okay.
They sent one. They sent everything. It's
Oh.
probably in one document. So scroll down. But sometimes they send this questionnaire and steps in one document.
Yeah, I'm seeing the 30-day notice and like a cover letter in the first one. And then
And then
all the other ones, I'm just seeing the posting, like different pictures of the posting.
and you scrolled up and down.
Yeah, yes. Let me ask, is anybody else on the committee having the same, looking at the Airtable? Am I missing it?
I can see it.
You see the stipulation and everything?
You went on mute, Angela.
Go from the top, there's like a letter of it, class change letter, then scroll down and it's right. I think that's it right there.
Well,
It's
Yeah, I
a long
can't-
scroll.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sometimes they send everything in one document.
you know, I'm seeing the cover letter and then I
Yeah.
scroll down and I see 30-day notice, pages 1 and 2.
Oh,
that's-
wait a minute.
I
I
have
think I,
screen down. I can't look at, I'm sharing it, so I'm gonna have
okay,
screen
you're
down.
right. I only have the 30-day notice.
Okay, yeah.
So let me figure out what happened.
I'm actually going through the email. I know we got sent a bunch of other documents. I'm trying to see if it like was in there, but I'm not seeing it there either.
Hold on, this is,
Allison, disfruiting.
Yeah. Only missing stuff. Alice.
Just trying to see if it's in another email. In the meantime, to the applicant, while we're looking for this, I can ask another question.
Yes.
Besides changing to a full liquor license, are you changing anything else? Are you changing your hours of business, any other operation, anything, or is it just from a beer and wine license to a full liquor license?
We're changing nothing, absolutely nothing. Actually, one of the something that a lot of our regulars are asking us for is to reopen lunch, and we want to make sense. Like we reopened, and just to give you a little bit of background, like not this winter, but the winter before, we actually had to close the restaurant for almost 3.5 months. Obviously, I mean, for obvious reasons. This winter we closed again for a month and a half, but this time we didn't reopen lunch. So the only thing that we really want to change as soon as possible, it's reopen our lunch and kind of like focus on a good happy hour. A bunch of teachers from the neighborhood are or used to be regulars. Now we're opening only at 3 p.m., but we're literally not extending hours after 10. That's not part of the plan.
Okay.
That's not changing, but it's pretty much the lunch.
Okay.
Mhm.
Could you tell me what the seating capacity is?
It is 65.
Thank you.
I don't have anything from them. I don't, they didn't submit a SIP questionnaire. I went back in my email history with their attorney. They only submitted the posting and the 30-day notice.
Okay,
They were going to submit the rest of it, but that they didn't submit it.
I understood it was sent, but because I spoke to them in the morning, I can check first thing in the morning and make sure that's resent or anything, because they didn't CC me on the emails, but that's what they said, at least earlier today.
okay, I guess we'll revisit that issue in a second, but in the meantime, do I have any other questions or comments from the committee? Anybody from the public? Okay, so I guess, say what I think, and then if anybody from the committee wants to voice their opinion on what I say or suggest changes or anything, since they are saying that nothing's changing other than the change from a beer and wine license to a full liquor license, then I'm assuming that the stipulation and questionnaire we're going to get look very similar or pretty much exactly the same to the ones we would already have had on the record when they filed for their original beer and wine license. So assuming that those come back the same, minus the change to a full liquor license, I personally wouldn't have an issue with there being a conditional motion on that, pending that those are in fact the same with no, because if there are going to be changes, then my issue with that is, well, then we didn't have a opportunity to discuss those changes. So, but if there aren't, then we can clearly move forward with what we already know. So that's my opinion. Does anybody have a differing opinion, something to add? And then if not, I'll see if somebody wants to make a motion.
Well, I'm just concerned about the fact if the hours are going to be the same, which we don't know because we can't tell since we don't have it in front of us right now. Marlene's going to have to go probably in the file to see what the hours were and if they're going to be the same when the questionnaire comes in and the stip comes in.
If
So,
when we ask the applicant what are the hours?
Well, that's exactly what I was about to do. Yeah. What are your hours?
Okay, and this is what
But let me, before you answer, I'm sorry, because I know you keep saying you're not open for lunch. I'm not, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not interested in what I want to know what you are applying for, because you could decide to not open right now at 11, but that might be what you applied for. So I just want to know on your documents, what hours are you putting?
we have at 11 p.m. as closing time. And for example, right now our beer and wine license, it goes until 4 a.m. We're not a bar, like I said. It's just we're a family restaurant. We close our kitchen at 10 p.m. The restaurant officially closes at 11, even on the busiest nights, and we're not planning to change that.
So you're saying that your current
when do you open?
is till 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I'm trying to find, I'm going through the Airtable right now myself, trying to see if I can find the original application. Okay, here we go. So I found it. Okay, so that, I think you're from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. right now. That's what I'm seeing on your questionnaire that you submitted in 4/4/2019. I don't know if there was one after that, but the hours I'm seeing are 9 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay, maybe that, I mean, that was the application, and you know what, to be honest, I don't have the license in front of me. But I mean, kind of like what I was trying to say is that even when we have a license that goes way past 11 p.m., it's even if the hours were like 2 or 1, I don't know how this LA dictates that, or it really depends on the application. I mean, what we're really looking for is just to offer, cocktails, like I said, for happy hour and, like good after drink, but we're not changing the hours of operations after 11 p.m.
Well, and I hear you again, but right now your hours say 9 AM to 2 AM as far as I know. And I don't know how the committee would feel about that being a full liquor license. So I understand that.
Adem, I'm sorry to cut you off. Check the record that's date received, 10/12/21. They recently came before you guys in October. So check that one, not the one in 2019.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just like a little bit hard, right? Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
thank you,
10/12/21.
Marlene. I found that one now, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so that says 11 AM to 2 AM. Okay. So, Enrique, I understand what you're saying. But the thing is, again, if we have to approve what we're comfortable with you operating at maximum hours, not necessarily what, because you may say right now, oh, 11 PM is what we're gonna do, but if you apply till 2 AM and you change your mind, the board, then we don't have any ability to have input on that. So our chance to have input is right now. So, I guess we're seeing 11 AM to 2 AM. I want to ask the committee, how do you feel about those hours? Are you okay with that? Even though it's moving to a full liquor license, or I don't know. I don't want to be the only one talking, so I was hoping somebody else has some input.
Well, can I?
Yeah,
speak?
Judith and Angela.
All right, my only concern is the 2 AM, is that during the week also? Because I know that you have tenants living above or right by you.
It looks like it's I mean, from what Marlene directed me to, which is the 2021, it's 7 days a week.
Mhm. Yes, so what about 2 AM during the week? I think is a little late if you have tenants, residents living above or next to you. I mean, I don't know. If he's still there, can he answer that question?
He's here. He can answer your question.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely understand the question, but and I don't know if I'm answering the proper, the right way, or the answer is if I'm making sense. But the restaurant, it's never going to be open after 11 p.m. That's like we're not turning the restaurant. I mean, we have 10 seats at the bar. Like I said, we're trying to reopen our lunch and even our breakfast. So we're not planning to extend or become like a late night bar. There are already 2 bars, very close to us. And that is actually one thing that is damaging our business. Because the Lexington Social, half a block from us, and Perch, which is like a block from us. And for us not having, not being able to offer a cocktail is really damaging our business. But when it comes again to the hours, and I know that's your main concern, it's like the restaurant, even on a Friday, Saturday night, we're not going to be, or we're not planning to be open, after 11 p.m. Sometimes when we're very busy, sometimes we're leaving at 12, but that means that last tables are leaving like at 11:30 p.m. I'm talking Fridays or Saturdays. Like for the last 6-7 months, normally during the weekdays, we're closing and we're literally stepping out of the restaurant like at 11 p.m.
You don't have a problem from 11 a.m.
Carlos,
Yeah.
Angela
Sorry.
has her hand up, so let's just go in order, please.
Not a problem with them. So I just want clarity. What you've said is that you're not open for lunch now because the situation, but this license, the STIP said from 11 to 2, which means if we approve this, they can just go back to those hours. And I'm not comfortable with a liquor license starting at 11 in the morning, considering that there are schools nearby, definitely schools nearby. If I remember where this is on Lexington Avenue, because there's a school on 104th Street, it may be less than the 200 feet. And then it doesn't mean that at some point in time, anything we approve, if it's already in the stip that they're supposed to be there from this to this, then he could just go back and stay open till 2 o'clock or open up at 11. So I don't know how we are supposed to work that out from here, but I'm not comfortable with those hours the way they are for the full liquor license.
Carlos, do you have anything to add? Okay, they are within 200 feet of a school. They are within 200 feet of a school, Angela, so I hear you. I mean, at the same time, I also understand that they do probably a lunch business and they're gonna wanna have the opportunity to serve drinks at lunch. It seems to me like they've already had that ability to serve beer and wine at 11 a.m. I guess this is what I could suggest. We could make a conditional motion with them agreeing to whatever hours they're gonna submit on the documents. And if those hours are what we agree to, then I don't see there being an issue. So with all that
Well-
being said, Enrique, would you mind, Angela, go ahead.
So just as a point of information, the gentleman on the line said that they lost a lot of business from the school. I also am not comfortable with teachers going there for lunch and possibly having cocktails and then having to go back to school and teach. Just point of information.
I mean, I hear you, but you know, we can't.
I understand we can't control that.
If they want to drink that bad, they're gonna find a way to get a drink. Judith, go ahead. Judith, go
All
ahead.
right, I agree with Angela, but my other concern is I know the block that they're on and there are residents on that whole block, and the 2 a.m. during the week, I am not comfortable with. Because if
I don't
people have
see
to
him-
go to work, if there are children there, I mean, you know,
I don't see him having an issue. Enrique, correct me if I'm wrong, but would you be willing to? I don't hear any issues with the weekend hours, so I don't really want to stifle
Right.
you. You know, you might decide down the line that 11 p.m. you might have a business after that on the weekends. Would you be okay with, say, Friday to Sunday having a 2 a.m., but Monday to Thursday 11 p.m.? And would you be willing to reflect that on the documents you submit? And then with the
Yeah.
opening hours, so I'm hearing some of our committee members have a little bit of Angela, go ahead.
1, not
So-
11, but 1.
Okay, so could we do, how about this? Can we do 11 a.m. on the Saturday and Sunday, because there's no
Right.
school? And then Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. So I'm gonna propose it all in one shot so you can agree on, it's a little confusing.
yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say 12 noon, but okay, if one.
Well, let me just present it out, so say it all in one, and then we can go from there, okay?
Yeah.
So Monday to Thursday, we're going to say 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, we're going to say 1 p.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to say 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Does that
Mhm.
work?
Gotta change the Sunday. Because the Sunday is the beginning of Monday. So it
That's
can
right.
open at 11, but it should close at 1 in like the earlier time, because it's Monday. is
Then
the
you would
next-
want it to
No,
close
I-
at 11 p.m., not 1.
Yes, whatever it was,
Okay,
Exactly.
that
So then-
combo there.
so then
That's
Sunday,
the only thing that needed to change.
so then
Everything else
Sunday
falls.
closing at 11 p.m. Enrique, are you
Yes.
okay with that?
Yeah, on Sunday,
We got
yes,
it.
I
We-
agree with
Yes,
that.
we're all on the same page. Yep.
Yeah, just to be in the same page. So you're asking me if I'm okay with Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yep.
And then Saturday, 11 to 2 a.m.
Yep.
And then Sunday, 11 to 1 a.m.
11, no, I
To
think you said
11.
to 11 p.m.
11 to 11.
I'm totally fine with that.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay,
so then this is what I'll ask, since, I don't want to put you super, because now you might have to make some changes, to your
Right.
applications. So it's Wednesday, but I don't see that taking more than a few minutes. Could you have the questionnaire and the stipulation forms in by this Friday before close of business, so say 5 p.m. And have that reflected? And if you do have that in, Well, we haven't made a motion yet, but I'm assuming that the committee would be fine with that. Before we take a motion, do you agree to all that?
I agree.
Okay, so then with all that being said, do I have a motion from, okay, Angela, go ahead.
Right? So a motion to approve, wait, the LLC DBA Allison, class change to a full liquor license with the stipulation that they will be open from Monday to Thursday from 1 to 11, and then Friday nights from 1 to 2, right? Saturday from 11 to 2, and Sunday from 11 to 11.
Perfect.
That's all I had to say.
And that they'll have these documents in by
And that
Friday.
they'll have those documents in our office by the close of business on Friday, February 4th, 2020.
Perfect.
Oh, March 24th, 2022,
Perfect.
not February.
Carlos,
I'll second it.
seconded by Carlos. Okay. Marlene, if you don't mind calling the roll.
Sure.
I appreciate you, Adem.
No problem. I appreciate you too. You made my life easier. I didn't want to have to say that mouthful.
Denby,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donadell,
Yes,
Judith Fabro,
Yes, as long, do you have the hours down, Marlene? I want to make sure.
I wrote everything down. I got it. Do you want?
Perfect.
me to get back
Okay,
to you?
yes.
Okay. Miguel Pava. Miguel?
Proof? Yes.
Right?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. That was a
Okay.
yes to the vote, to the motion?
Yes.
Thanks. Jordan, Wright?
Yes.
Thanks. The motion carries.
Okay, thank you, and good luck to the applicant.
So Enrique, I need it in my inbox by Friday, okay? Or else the condition will not be met and it's a denial, just to be clear.
Okay, and it's the stipulation, right?
And the
And the
questionnaire.
questionnaire.
The questionnaire. Okay, is that the only document that you're missing?
That's
Two
all we're
documents.
missing.
Questionnaire,
Yeah, I went- yeah.
stipulation. There are two documents.
Yeah, I went in the email and your representative did give me the postings. And she said that she would give me the documents in a subsequent email. I never received it. So it wasn't sent. So I need Friday.
I'll make sure you have it tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. We will now go to number 3. The Edge Holding Group LLC doing business as Pickney Lane, new application for a full liquor license for a restaurant at 1694 Park Avenue on 119th Street. Judith, you have your hand up?
Yep.
Okay, what
I
is it?
have a lot of questions on this application.
Okay, let them go first, but I'll give you as much time as you need.
All right.
Okay, with that being said, I assume the applicant is here, and if you are, please introduce yourself. You can unmute yourself, and the floor is yours to just tell us about your business.
Hello, everyone. So there are two of us on this call, myself and my sister. I'm Juliet Masters, and my sister is Justine Masters.
Hello.
We are owners of a restaurant on the west side of Harlem called the Edge Harlem. We have owned and operated the Edge Harlem for, this will be our 7.5 year. And we signed the lease for this space on Park Avenue and 119th 2 days before the pandemic was declared. So we have technically been paying rent and trying to operate and open this place since March of 2020. We were able to finally get in there and do some small details of the construction inside, nothing major. And then we were able to open last May for just delivery and takeout only. We were not successful in that. There was not a lot of traffic for our delivery and takeout, so we had to reassess and figure out how we can make this work for us. So we're deciding to apply for a full liquor license so that we can operate as a bar on that corner. So that is where we are at right now, and we're hoping to reopen, you know.
Well, to be clear, to operate as a restaurant offering a full bar.
Okay, so I know we have some committee members with questions. Before I do that, I have one question myself to start. The
Yeah.
stipulation says, well, first of all, are you gonna be closed on Mondays?
Mondays.
Yes.
Tuesdays.
Okay. Second question, stipulation says, I believe, 5 PM to 4 AM, but then
Yeah.
the questionnaire says 5 PM to 1 AM.
Yes. Yep, that was one of mine.
Yes. So we want it to be 1 AM, not 4 AM.
Okay,
Because I have to change the stip.
okay, so the stipulation would just need to be changed to reflect that.
Yes.
That, I mean, for the moment, those are my questions. Judith, I assume you said you had more questions than that, so I will hand you the
Yes.
floor.
Yes. You said you're at 1694 Park Avenue.
Correct.
Is that on the corner of 119
Correct.
and Park, next to the parking garage?
Correct. Okay, well, it's
Yeah,
across
all
the
right, 'cause it
street.
sounds- That address,
It's catty corner.
sorry?
It's catty corner to the parking lot. On the other corner
Right,
is
right.
the parking lot.
1694, I don't know why it's stuck in my head. It sounded like it was next door to the community board office.
It's actually down the block from it. It's one
Yes,
block away.
yes, I know. My other issue is, you said you're gonna have a disc jockey, recorded music, live music, including rock bands, and you're gonna utilize the open restaurant program, which kind of concerns me because it's actually on Park Avenue. Where would you put the open restaurant program? That part of Park Avenue is quite narrow. So I'm curious about that. Is it going to be on the sidewalk, or are you going to utilize Park Avenue itself? Because
The
like I
sidewalk.
said,
Yeah, the
on the
sidewalk.
sidewalk. So that's something that I don't think that they have to fill out a different form to that. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Jen and Marlene, for the sidewalk cafe.
Yes, and we're not married to that. It's an option for us. And if it's something that could work, we would do it. But if it's not, if it doesn't, you're right, it is a small sidewalk. So it would be a very small space that we would take up, as minimal as possible, if it would be possible. But it's not something that we're married to, because we do recognize that it is a small sidewalk. And so if
Well-
it's going to take up too much space, we wouldn't be approved for it anyway.
No, I think Marlene was talking about the street being narrow, Park Avenue, Juliet.
No, this is Judith. It's not
Oh,
Marlene.
Judith, sorry. Judith, were
Yeah.
you I'm sorry, my apologies. Were you talking about the actual street, or were you talking about the sidewalk?
That's what I was curious about, because you said you were going to have the open restaurant program, and a lot of people did that in the street, not on the sidewalk. So that was my curiosity, because that
right.
part of Park Avenue is extremely narrow.
We have
And
no
with-
interest in being on the street
None
on
at all.
Park
And
Avenue.
on the sidewalk cafe, don't they have to fill out a different document, Adem?
Right now, as far as I know, with the open street program, they're allowed to do it. I don't think anybody's going through.
On the sidewalk? It doesn't have to go through
Well, I mean,
the,
No.
I know most people have been doing it on the curb.
Right,
But
that's what I meant.
I've seen, yeah, I mean, realistically, no, it would not be on the sidewalk. It would be on the curb. If they wanted to do it on the sidewalk, then
Right.
I do think it would be a separate application.
Right, okay. So I am concerned because of the disc jockey, the recorded music, the live music, and things like that. And because I know that corner very well. I actually live around the corner, and you have a lot of townhouses on that block. So I'm concerned about the loudness of what would happen. How
Well,
loud will
we
that be?
don't, so Judith, I have operated a live music evening at the Edge Harlem, which is on 139th and Edgecombe, for about 5 years now. Every Wednesday we do live music for 3 hours, and we've never once had a noise complaint. It is not our intention to cause any kind of disturbance in the neighborhood in terms of noise. We're not, when we say disc jockey or recorded music or live music, I'm not talking about like a full band. Like over at the Edge Harlem, we feature duos, and it's very, I would say, mature, classy sound. You know, if there is a DJ, the DJ will keep the noise at a certain, come 11, the noise will drop down, the sound will drop down. We're not trying to cause a disturbance with the neighborhood or the neighbors. Juliet and I are very conscientious of being a part of the community. We both have lived in Harlem for 21 years. We're New Yorkers. I don't like to be disturbed by noise either. So we put that on our application because music is an important part of our ambiance, but it is not something where you're going to walk into our space and you're going to have to be screaming to be heard, to have a conversation, if that's what you're imagining in your head. That's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I am concerned about it because there's one second, because there's a lot of residents that live there. But also I noticed that you don't have a valid certificate of occupancy.
A valid certificate of occupancy? Yes, we do.
Well, you marked no.
Well, if we marked no, that
You
our
marked no.
attorney, we have an attorney who filled that out for us, and maybe the building doesn't have a C of O, and that's why. I don't know the answer to that right off the top of my
There's
head.
a star next to it and it says LNO. I'm
Letter-
slightly familiar with certificate of occupancies. I'm not familiar with the acronym LNO.
Letter of no objection.
Right.
Letter, then that means they're okay, I believe.
Yeah.
A letter of no objection. So, yeah. Okay, before I'm gonna go to Angela and Carlos. Before I do though, I want to clarify something that was said before regarding the sidewalk. So Judith, they can operate on the
Yeah.
sidewalk as far as I know, off of the newyorkcity.gov website, permanent open restaurants program. Due to the success of the emergency program, New York City is working to create permanent restaurants program. This program, basically, it says they can use the sidewalk and adjacent curbside roadway space. So that's what that says. Now I do,
Well,
I don't know how the city, makes these overarching reaches because not every street's the same. So it's like kind of a blanket statement when, there's different circumstances, but I just want it on the
Right.
record that that's what I'm reading. So just to clarify that. With that being said,
yeah,
Angela.
because we used to have to go to the oh my
Yeah,
God,
the
I'm not
Department,
thinking.
Department of
The
Consumer
department,
Affairs.
right.
Angela, then
Right.
Carlos.
Thank
Angela,
you.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, so one thing I want to say is whatever happens in the restaurant that you have in that other location, it's not the same location. It's a whole different dynamic in terms of the community. So you cannot
Correct.
use that as a basis of comparison. That's the first thing. Secondly, I would like to know the capacity of the restaurant that you utilize now,
Oh, for Pickney Lane, you're the one we're talking about?
the
is
one you're talking about.
Yes.
Yes,
75 people.
75 people. So why is it really necessary for you to use the sidewalk? That's just an opinion. But I'd like to know if what you see as the possibility of utilizing the sidewalk, could a parent get down the street with a double stroller and not be inconvenienced?
If they can't, we won't do
It's narrow, Angela.
That's
It's
why I
narrow.
know it's a narrow street. I feel that
Mhm.
that should be the rule. If a parent can't get through the block with a double stroller for twins.
Or a
That's a
wheelchair.
place that shouldn't be there. That's just my opinion. But I wanted to have clarity because I don't find it fair that we're looking out for the restaurants, but not the residents. And I understand that we just went through this whole pandemic, but the streets, they're taking away all the streets for people that live here that may not have parking and need a parking space that now has a restaurant in, because they're trying
Right.
to assist the restaurant. But if they have a capacity of 75, I can't see that fundamentally being a negative impact once they're open up in full swing. I also noticed the thing about the 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock on the paperwork.
Right.
And I really want that to be fixed, like that not be the mistake. Because once we approve these things, whatever goes down the plate, that's it for them. So right now, that's all. I just wanted to know the capacity. And
Yeah,
I'm
the
really,
stipulation has to be fixed. You're right, Angela. It has
yes,
to be fixed. Because
All
that's
right.
what goes in with the 30-day notice.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
well, when we make our motion, if it's not fixed to say what we said, then it's an automatic denial, just so we can, I guess, rest easy on that. On that, at least that one topic.
So
Okay.
can I?
Carlos?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, if you want to address what's been said, go ahead, and then we'll move
Yeah.
to the next question.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that I only mentioned the other restaurant just as a frame of reference to how Juliet and I operate. I didn't mention it as a comparison to that's the exact thing that would happen on 119th and Park, but just to give you an idea of how we operate, because the restaurant is Juliet and I. It's
I think that's fair.
it's an extension of us and how we operate as professionals. So that's the only reason why I gave that background, to try to give it a little color, because we're meeting each other for the first time and having this conversation. And I'm not sure if any of you have ever been over to the Edge Harlem, but it helps to just give it a little context. That was the only reason why I mentioned it.
And again, not saying anything, and I understand what your reputation may be, but communities are different, and therefore they may drive a different type of individual that comes into your place of business. So you
Right.
cannot utilize that as a point of comparison. They are distinctly different communities.
Well, I
Exactly.
agree with you, Angela. I think what she's
Right.
saying is, it
Yeah.
just, there shows that they have experience in running a restaurant,
Right.
which is something that I think I do value, even though it is a different community. I do understand that. And also, they have some sort of track record just in terms of how they run an establishment, all things, aside. But I do hear you. Every community is
Yes.
very different, but
I
do.
did have one more
Yeah,
question.
go ahead. Well,
It was
let me-
about the music. I wanted
let
to
me-
know if
let-
they had
let-
sound. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Carlos has been waiting. I feel like. if
Yeah,
we
I
had
know.
more-
I think she answered it at the last moment, which is, do they have soundproof? in
Okay.
That's
the
what I was getting ready
restaurant?
to ask. Do they have soundproofing at the other restaurant, and will they have it at the Pickney Lane?
The soundproofing was done by the previous tenant. That's what we were told when we took over.
May
the
I
space.
ask a question? What was the previous tenant at the Edge on the other one you were talking about? Not the Pickney one, but the other one.
So the Edge Harlem, when we took the Edge Harlem space, there was a bodega in that space before.
All right, just,
We're on a
Okay.
residential block. We're not on a commercial avenue, and
Okay.
we're the commercial space of a residential building, of a rental residential building. The space at 1694 Broadway, we took that over from a business called Fry It's, which was a restaurant and which had live music, and we were told by them that they did soundproofing in the space. We have not
okay,
done any ourselves because we were told there's soundproofing, and we have had no knowledge of them, telling us
Okay.
an untruth.
so is there soundproofing at Pickney Lane?
We were told by the previous tenant that there is soundproofing at Pickney Lane, meaning that they did soundproofing. We bought the business from Fryet's. So Juliet and I took the business over from a restaurant. We didn't come in and build out the space. The space was already a previous restaurant when we took the business over.
Okay, so
Yes,
if you're
it
going
was.
to
It was-
play
it was
music
a
and have,
Spanish restaurant. Yeah.
It
If
was.
you're gonna
it was-
have
Correct.
live music, I would like there to be clarity that you have soundproofing in there and not just speculative.
Understood.
Is it possible to, and I really don't want to make this that difficult for you both, because I think you've both been, I've appreciated you being very clear with all your answers and everything. Is it possible, I guess, to make the committee more comfortable to get something in writing from the previous owner, just stating that they did in fact install soundproofing when they were, building out the space?
Yes, I can certainly attempt to do that for sure. Juliet and I will reach out to him and see where he is and if he's able to put it in writing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I really don't want to make this that difficult for you guys, but I do appreciate you trying to comply with that. Miguel, I see your hand up.
Just question, Justine. You said that the previous restaurant played live music?
Correct.
Okay.
No, they didn't.
Fryatt's said they had live bands in their space when
Yeah.
Juliet and I went to do a showing, and we talked to the owner and we sat down with the owner. They said they had live music in their space and that they did soundproofing. So that's the knowledge that I have from the conversation with the owner and the owner's real estate agent.
Yeah, I knew the owner of that restaurant and I was in there a number of times. They didn't have bands in there, so I don't know why he might have said that. So I don't know. I live down the block from this, and that's, I mean, I know that
Okay.
for a fact.
While we've been talking, I've pulled up Fryatt's
Mhm.
old application. I'm gonna say, I don't know if this is the most recent one, but it was from 3/6/219. And all I see is the 30-day notice, but on that 30-day notice, they checked just recorded music. So
Okay.
that's just for the record. I don't know.
That's
It's
right.
possible that that's what they checked.
Okay.
We're doing something else. I don't know. With all that being said, I don't see any more hands. I don't want to belabor a point. I'm going to open it to a motion. We'll see how the motion is made, and then we'll go from there. So with that being said, do I have a motion?
Wait, before you call for a motion to them. So they're redoing the stipulation to reflect the ending time of 1 a.m.
Yes,
Is that the way?
Marlene, no, I would like to ask for 2 a.m. if possible. 4 a.m. is not something that Julia and I are even interested in, but I would like to ask for 2 a.m. seeing as we open at 5 p.m.
So you're saying Tuesday to Sunday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's what you're asking?
Correct.
Okay. Marlene, yeah, I'm trying that approach of letting whoever makes the motion try to frame it, but then, I guess we'll see how this goes. It went okay with the first one. Angela, I see
Okay.
you. Yeah, I said
Want
I
to
was,
ask,
okay.
I had to leave for a moment.
Yep.
So the time, she wants, Sunday should not be till 2. Whatever the early time is, Sunday begins the week
Well,
in my
let me,
mind,
they want 2 a.m.
all the time.
Right, so then, so if you have an issue with Sunday, I'm assuming you'd have an issue with Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well.
I would, yes.
Well.
Right, and sorry, Adam, Angela, the committee has to come to a consensus. I understand that 2 a.m. may, give you pause. But if your committee agrees to 2 a.m., the majority of this quorum agrees to,
Okay,
then it's 2 a.m.
Well,
no, not problem.
definitely
Again, I
voice
said I
your
had to
concern.
step away. And so I missed all of that might have taken place in.
okay, so Angela, to go just off of what you said, and I'm just trying to, it's difficult to pull up old documents. I'm seeing that Fryatt's hours apparently were 11 a.m. to midnight. So I don't know
Right.
if we have any recent track record to know what 2 a.m. would look like on that spot. With that being said, again, we do have the applicant requesting 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Tuesday to Sunday. Whoever makes the motion, you are free to make it with the hours that you choose. You know, what's being asked for doesn't necessarily mean it's what we have to agree to. So with this one, I think we'll have a motion made, but before we rush into seconding it, we can maybe have a little bit of a discussion once the motion's on the floor, okay? That being if we do have a motion. So do we have a motion?
I say motion to approve Tuesday to Saturday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. and Sunday, 11 to 12, keep it the same way. Freaks had it.
And I'm just gonna add it in because it's more of like a technicality. You would want this correction to the stipulation to be in by when? Friday?
Friday,
Friday?
yeah, end of day.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, Miguel, that's you, right? You were making the motion?
Yes, correct.
Okay, okay, so the motion on the floor is a motion to approve with the hours from 5 to 2, Tuesday to Saturday, I believe. And I'm not taking a second. I see Angela, I see your head. I think the discrepancy here is going to be what we just said, and that's what I'm seeing, is that why would Sunday be an earlier closing time than Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? If the idea is that people have to go, I'm assuming it's because people have to go to work in the morning. So then people go to work on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as they do on Monday. So
It's fine to close earlier on Sunday evening.
no, I hear you. What I'm saying is I think we've had committee members express that they would want the same closing hours for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as they would want for Sunday. Because the issue being that it's a work day the following day. So Sunday being earlier actually just doesn't make that much sense if you're not going to do it for the other days. At least that's what I was gathering from specific committee members speaking. But so we do have a motion on the floor. Marlene, I'm like not the greatest procedural person. I'm assuming we can discuss this, and if somebody wants to make a change, they can make a friendly amendment, right, to Miguel's motion?
That's, you haven't voted yet.
So we could withdraw the motion and make a new one too, right?
Yeah, it hasn't come to a final vote.
Okay. So
Let
we're
me,
still,
hold on, just one second. So this is where, it's like 3 doors down from the community board office, which that area is pretty dead, right? There's not a lot of activity.
Yeah.
So Angela and other members on this committee, it's the hours, yes, but you want to bring life to an area that doesn't have foot traffic. So when you're thinking about hours and the time that it's closing, you don't want things to close at like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Then that block is completely dead, dark, all hours of the night. Does that make sense?
Marlene, I'm in complete
Traffic
agreement.
is not a bad thing.
I'm completely in agreement with you.
I agree as well.
When I think about what you're saying now, remember when there was that hint at a 24-hour diner? It's just, you have to weigh things, right? So I do get the work schedule of people, but I also think of it from a public safety standpoint.
Judith, you can just raise your hand virtually. We'll see its raised.
Some people think that, and it's all valid. I think some people think that keeping a business open later and having people drinking can create a safety problem. I'm of the belief that, especially like with restaurants, there being people out, the street being more lit up, it actually makes it safer for people. But that's just my opinion. Judith, I see you have your hand up. You're on mute. You're on mute. I think you have to unmute yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah,
We hear you.
sorry.
No problem.
So your restaurant is going to be on the corner, which used to be a Spanish restaurant. I know that very well. Like I said, I live down the block. And across the street is a parking lot, and there's one next to you also. But also a couple of feet away, well, there's a residential building, and then you have the African restaurant right there where there's a lot of hanging out with that African restaurant. If I'm talking about 119th Street, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So there is a lot of noise on that block anyway with the African restaurant because they all hang out. They just hang out in the street constantly. So, I mean, I agree in a way that it will light up that area because there is absolutely no foot traffic there. Absolutely none. Honestly, every restaurant that went there, I mean, it was horrible because there is no foot traffic. But because of that African restaurant that's right around the corner, right down, well, few feet away, actually, there's a lot of hanging out and there's been a lot of complaints about them. So I just want you guys to be aware about that.
Okay, Judith, I hear you, but you made a valid point, right? So here we have a storefront that's been very difficult for people to establish a successful business there and keep it open. So, and I think overall, the board is striving to be more friendly to small businesses. So
Right.
I'm of the mind that if the applicant feels that staying open later gives them the best chance to succeed, then I kind of support that. But I will say, and let's see if this is something we'd be open to. If they do in fact have soundproofing and they agree, say, to stop the outside part at 11 and only keep inside open till 2 a.m. So meaning they, even though they have the outdoor seating, they can't seat anybody out there past, let's just say 10 o'clock, right? I think that's what we used to stop serving liquor at
Right.
10 and stay open till 11.
That's
I
right.
don't,
That's right.
I don't think that from how I've heard them speaking, I don't think their place is going to be the type of establishment where people are congregating outside to hang out. If the applicants want to say, can you verify that that's not the type of establishment you're opening?
No, we're opening a mature
Yeah.
a space that will hopefully attract a mature crowd. Let's just say that. That's people who are, we're not looking for people to be, stumbling out drunk and making noise and not, we're looking to attract a mature crowd that wants to come and enjoy themselves and have a good drink and have something good to eat and congregate. We feel like the immediate area would benefit from having a local spot that people can come and sit in, and it's going to be a beautiful space once we are done with it. So it's not the kind of space that is going to attract hopefully a crowd that brings any kind of friction to that corner. So that's not.
Well, you'll also be down the block from the 25th precinct.
Yes.
It's right there. It's across the
Correct.
street.
Right.
Before I see Miguel's hand up and he made the motion, so I want to hear from him. But I did make the suggestion that if we do go with the 2 a.m., and I don't know what we're going to end up doing, would you be okay with closing the outdoor space,
Yes.
let's say 7 days a week at 11 p.m.?
No problem.
Okay, that's great to hear. With that being said, Miguel, please, the floor is yours.
Dem, can I make a motion? Can I withdraw my motion?
Yes, you can.
And make can I make the motion to approve what you guys just said, to agree to opening, closing at 11, but staying open till 2?
You want me to phrase it for you and then you could say?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay. No, I got you.
Also, by the way, I've been to the Edge, the other one, and on multiple work lunches, and it's an amazing place, and they are correct. Like, it's a mature, like, upscale crowd, and I think it'll definitely going to bring a different light and vibe to that area.
Thank you, Miguel.
I appreciate that feedback. So, Miguel, I'm going to frame it, and it is your motion. So if I'm saying anything that you disagree with, feel free to tell me. We're going to make this really simple now. The motion to approve is a conditional one, that they submit the stipulation, and now I believe the questionnaire would have to be corrected as well. So they could both begin by Friday, end of business. So let's say 5 p.m. this Friday. The hours will be Tuesday to Sunday, 5 p.m. to 2 AM indoors, 5 PM to 11 PM outdoors. Those would be for Tuesday to Sunday. All of the days would be the same hours.
Okay,
Miguel, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Now,
so
that is a mouthful, but I'm gonna attempt to. So,
you could, I don't want to make you have to repeat it. So if you just
Okay.
agreed with that, you could just say you make the motion with that language. I think that should be.
so I make the motion with Dem's language, and I agree.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I want to spare you from having to do that. Carlos?
Thank you.
Second it.
Wait, don't go into a vote, guys. Hold on. I want to make sure I have it.
Okay, okay.
Sunday, 5 PM to 2 AM indoors. And then you mentioned one more day. What was the extra day? With the
Oh, no,
11
no, Marlene, I don't know if I was clear. So it's Tuesday to Sunday, so 6 days a week, 5 PM to 2 AM. Indoors, 5
Mhm.
PM to 11 PM outdoors, same hours every day.
5 PM to 11 AM. Outdoor.
Outdoors.
11 PM outdoors,
So no
Yeah.
seating after 11 AM It's-
PM outside.
PM,
Outside.
11 PM.
Oh, and
No.
let me just say, the other condition, Miguel, correct me if I'm wrong, that we would like, to see if they could submit a letter from the previous app owner that there was in fact soundproofing installed.
Right.
Oh, correct. Yes.
Okay.
would
With that
like
being
to add that
said,
language.
I want to say something now, because I don't know if that letter, if they're going to be able to obtain that by this Friday. I think that might be a bit aggressive on our parts to expect that. I'd be willing to move this to next Friday because we don't know how quickly they're going to be able to get in touch with that person. And we don't, I believe, meet for full board till not even that Tuesday after, but the following one.
the
So-
22nd.
Right, so can we move this not have it by this Friday, but the following Friday? Since we're also gonna ask for that letter?
Yes, I'd like to also add that language.
Okay, all right. So Marlene, are we clear on everything, or do you want me to repeat anything?
I will repeat it to you.
Okay, perfect. Go
Have
ahead.
it. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Tuesday to Sunday, 5 PM to 2 AM indoors, 5 PM to 11 AM outdoors, no seating. And give stipulation to the board office by Friday, the revised stipulation and questionnaire by Friday, close of business day, March 4th, and then obtain the letter and submit it to the board office by, in 2 weeks. So not this Friday, but
Yeah, that's
We
all.
have to revise the questionnaire also.
She said the questionnaire and stipulation, and that's by this
Right.
Friday. And then the letter from the previous owner with the soundproofing, not by this Friday,
Right.
but that would be by the following Friday. So that would be Friday, March 11th.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, Marlene, so I believe we're all on the same page. Can I
yeah.
go? Okay,
Mhm.
so Carlos, I believe you wanted to second that. Am I correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so we have a motion by Miguel, seconded by Carlos. Marlene, if you don't mind taking the roll.
Adem Brija,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donadell,
Can't hear you.
I don't think she's on. Judith Fabrar,
Abstain.
okay. Judith Fabrar,
Me? Oh, yes, and ladies, you'll probably get a lot of police officers in there because they're right across the street.
fantastic.
Miguel Pava,
Approve, and I look forward to eating there soon.
Thanks, Miguel.
Jordan Wright,
Yes, approve, and the Edge is a great establishment. Has my wholehearted support.
Thank you, Jordan.
the motion
you.
carried.
Okay, thank you, and good luck to both of you. We wish you the best of luck there.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Take care. Thank you again.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Good luck.
Miguel made it and Carlos seconded, right?
Yep,
Thanks.
no problem. Okay, so we are going to number 4. We have El Nuevo Carabino Inc. Renewal application for a full liquor license for a restaurant at 1675 Lexington Avenue on 105th
Mhm.
Street. I don't believe
Mhm.
there were any 311s.
No, there weren't any 311s this time for anyone.
Okay, I'm just looking quickly. It looks to me like they submitted everything. I could be, yeah. It looks
They don't
like-
have a stip.
No, they do.
Yeah, hello.
I
Hi,
don't
everybody. My
have
name
it.
is Matthew Leone. I'm the attorney for the restaurant, and I
Oh,
think
you're,
Mr.
oh, okay, go ahead then. I didn't know we had somebody here.
Hold
Yeah.
on, Judith looks confused. Just 1 second. Matthew, I'm sorry to
Sure.
interrupt, and Dem, I'm sorry as well. Judith,
Okay.
I spoke to you earlier this afternoon, and there were some people that gave me this tip last night. This was the applicant, so you don't have the printout. I just got it and I put it on the Airtable.
Oh, okay, all right, because I don't
Yeah, it's on
have
the
it. All right,
Airtable, and
thank you.
I sent it
Thank
to you as a loose document via email today.
Okay, okay, all right, thank you. All right.
No problem.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed your name because everything was going kind of quick, but if you don't mind reintroducing yourself, we have, I believe, the attorney for the establishment on the line.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Matthew, and the last name's Leone.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm the attorney, and all this is a like you said, it's a renewal application for a liquor license. The restaurant has been there for a long time. I'm sure you may be familiar with it. And it's good to hear that there were no 311 complaints or anything like that. So, we just wanted to appear just in case there were any issues, any problems, questions, or anything like that.
that's very much appreciated because your attendance wasn't required, but we do really appreciate that. With that being said,
Hold on, Dem, I think the applicant is on the line.
oh, are they?
Yes,
Do they, if they
Ramon?
care to speak, they can as well.
he should be. Yep. Mr. Duran, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, how are you? If you, I don't, we really appreciate you being here. So if you'd like to say something, the floor is yours.
Well, everybody knows me in the area. I've been there for over 30 years. And my father used to own that place. And I've been in that community board before. So you guys should know me.
Thank you.
Never had a problem. No, I like to have the license, but all I do is serve to the community all the time. I got my own kids going to school and going to the same area. So I always take care of the community, and I always do.
Thank you. We appreciate that. With all that being said, it's a renewal. They have all their documents. They even came in, no 311s. Do I have a motion?
Motion approved, Carlos.
Motion to approve by Carlos. Do I have
I'll
a
second.
Seconded by Judith. Marlene, when you can, please take the roll.
Adem Briha,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donadell,
Yes,
thanks. Judith Ferraro,
Approved.
Miguel Pava,
Approved.
Jordan Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, thank you for being here, to the applicant and to their attorney. And with that being said, we will go to the next, I believe, okay.
Thank you to all of you.
Take care. Have a great night and continued success to you.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so we're on number 5 now, 1325 CCPJ Corp. doing business as Maxwell's renewal application for a full liquor license for a restaurant located at 1325 Fifth Avenue. Okay, let me just explain this one. They don't have 311s. Normally, this would be a straightforward renewal, but they did not post their 7-day notice, making the public aware of their plans to renew their license. I believe, I want to say, Marlene, correct me if I'm wrong, till like yesterday was when it went up or something along those lines?
That's when, yes, that's when I received it in my inbox.
Okay,
yes.
and so then I was also brought to my attention that there were going to be members from the public who wanted to comment on this application.
Yes.
But before I go to the public, do I have any questions, comments, concerns from the committee? And if the applicant is here, let me go back for a second. Is the applicant here?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I don't really want to get into everything because the only really issue I see here is this 7-day posting. So maybe you can just explain what happened with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that. I don't know if you recall, I was actually appeared in front of the board, I think it was last month, to make a change to the liquor license. We were removing some members from it. We did the posting then.
Oh, for the court, right, for the corporate change. I do remember.
Yeah, we did a corporate change. So we did that. That was last month. And I had a lawyer represent me for that. And I have a different lawyer, Michael Kelly, who I'm sure you guys are familiar with, representing me for the renewal. And I was out of town. I can give you a bunch of excuses. I didn't realize that these were two different things and that I needed to do the postings again. As soon as I found out, I put the postings up, but that was this past weekend, which is, 3-4 days ago. That's totally on me. I apologize. And it doesn't expire until April 30th. So I assumed I'd be on the agenda for the April meeting, but you guys are obviously more efficient than I am.
Well, yeah, I have some ideas, but I don't want to share. Like, I want to let everybody speak. I do appreciate you being here. I do understand. I mean, I do remember you being here for the corporate change, so I can understand the confusion. I can also understand that people just forget things at times. With that being said, we do have our procedures. But before, I guess speak more on what I feel. We're going to see what other committee members think and then the public. So with that being said, Angela, the floor is yours.
Hi, my question is, that's a hard, fast rule that it has to be done in 7 days, right? And I think we should always follow the procedure because that's the way it's supposed to do. And he was here last month and I'm pretty sure this is not the first time he's had to do it. So that's just where I stand.
Okay, and I am in complete agreement with you. I just so we're clear, when I said that I may have suggestions, it would not be to go against what you just said, because I'm in agreement with that. Yeah, so, but I don't want to say anything till everybody else has spoken. I don't want to influence anything, if that makes sense. Marlene, you told me that there would be people from the public. Is there anybody here who wants to?
Yeah, so I forwarded you an email with the resident that brought up the issue.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
There is an unrecognized number here. Sorry to cut you off. I think I cut you. So I'm gonna ask this person if they're an applicant, a member of the public. They joined late. Phone number ending in 998. Are you a member of the public or an applicant? Press *6 to unmute your line, please. (998). Press *6 to unmute your line. Okay. All the rest of the people on the line. Let me see if Tamika Mapp, are you just attending the meeting or do you also have something to say in regards to this application? Tamika, you can unmute yourself. You're unmuted on this end. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
So no, there isn't any.
Okay, so I am has everybody read the email okay, so I guess if you'd like, I can read it. Would that be helpful? Okay. Marlene, if I'm reading the wrong thing, just stop me as I'm reading it, but the email goes, hi all. The sign was posted very late for a conference on Maxwell's in the community happening this evening. I called Community Board 11, who confirmed we were supposed to be given 7 days heads up time so everyone could become aware, but Maxwell's only posted it yesterday, leaving just 24 hours notice, which CB11 confirmed was done incorrectly to the community. Some of us, including myself, have voiced issues with Maxwell's, including blockage of fire exits, cleanliness, noise, and the structures they have are absolutely filthy, full of garbage and feces, including human. Verbatim from the manager, and those issues haven't been fixed for years, at least from what I see. I personally like having Maxwell's here, but they consistently have ignored these issues. Copying MN as well. MN, this is your business, and I guess it means Maxwell's, and I think you're responsible.
No, I think that's Manhattan North, our landlord.
It's Manhattan North, yeah.
Okay, Manhattan North. Okay, so copying Manhattan North in as well. Manhattan North, this is your business, and I think you're responsible for it and how it affects the community. With such short notice, I cannot make this meeting. If I had the 7 days notice we were supposed to get, I would have been able to move my meetings, but with only 3 hours of heads up time, I cannot. To register for the conference, go to the site and the flyer and the calendar where you can register. You can also call CB11 directly. I was told to log on to the meeting this evening to express my concerns, but again, having such short notice, I cannot. So I've copied in our representatives from CB11, so you can write directly to them and they know that we were not given the appropriate time to become aware of the meeting. Okay, that's a lot to take in, and okay, so, yeah, go ahead. Because there are clearly some issues there that I don't think we would have been aware of had we not read this email. So
I was very surprised to get this today. I was bummed out to hear that someone in the building has this feeling about us and didn't tell us directly. I mean, I called the super, I called the management company to see if if they're very, they let us know if there's any issues in the building right away. Like, I get a phone call. They said they haven't had any complaints. So I don't know where this is coming from. The hallway is clear. The booths are in use. I mean, less so now during the winter, but they're locked. We bought these huge, scissor. I don't know how to describe them, but they basically open and close these big metal gates in front of our sheds on 111th Street that lock. No one stays in there. We clean them regularly. They don't get sat as often as we'd like, but by the middle of this month, we plan on using them very often. But this was upsetting to see.
Okay, so this is how I see it, and then I'll see if the committee has any. This is my opinion as a member. So as Angela said earlier, we have pretty strict procedures. To me, especially now with us not getting signatures because of COVID, the 7-day posting is really the only, contact with the community, so they're aware. And in this case, it seems to be extremely relevant because somebody did want to appear to discuss this. Not that it isn't always relevant. So I'm feeling like tonight is going to be a denial, but because, you did express that it does not expire till April 30th, there is time, but we could.
I mean, has there been any 311 calls? Has there been any complaints to the community board? Like,
no.
This is the first time hearing of it when I got this email today. So
no, because if you had 311s, you would have been notified by us that you would have to attend for 311s. And I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming this person's saying. So I know that you said, why didn't they approach you? You seem like a really nice guy. I do know that people, though, they don't always like to, express concerns. Where they live, they kind of want to keep a low profile. So maybe they did go to building management. At the same time, they do also say in the email they like having you there. So I don't think that, so, maybe they have a few concerns and they're hoping that those things can be changed. I can't really speak to it because I'm not really, I think I've been to Maxwell's before, but like one time, so I'm not really familiar with all of this. I can't presume to understand what someone who lives there knows or doesn't know. With that being
said, I know the
said,
sheds are a contentious issue to begin with.
I'm going to make this real simple because they're not here tonight, and I don't, I appreciate you giving your feedback. So we've heard your side, we've heard their side. The best is going to be to have everybody together to discuss this. But this person seemed to be like kind of on top of this. And I don't really want to move this to next month, Marlene. I was actually thinking, if possible, this be put on new business at full board and have this person, that's on March 22nd. That's Tuesday, March 22nd. That's 20 days from now. That's plenty of a heads up for this person to be able to attend that full board meeting as well, to voice their opinion. Let me just finish. Let me just finish, please. So, and I'm not saying we have to do that. We can change it. This is my opinion. We put it on new business. We extend the invite. What I'm going to ask you then, if we do go with that, you take down whatever postings you have up now, you repost tomorrow morning. I know it's 7 days, but to avoid any issues now, I just want these postings up tomorrow, and I want them to stay up through the full board meeting on March 22nd. And I want you to say that there will be a public hearing on your application at the full board meeting, which would be on Tuesday, March 22nd at 6:30
Yeah,
p.m. our time. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I stand. So the way I see it is we can wrap this up this month. This person, I don't know if they put their name. I don't even want to say their name right now, you know,
Sure.
but they'll have 20 days to attend. And I just think that they would probably like to be able to have this, you know, wrapped up sooner rather than later, or at least be able to voice. They seemed like they were, you know, eager to express their things. So I just feel like when we let things like this carry on, then it's harder to really revisit it. How does everybody, Judith, you were gonna go ahead. I don't know if you disagree with me, agree with me.
No, all I was going to say is that I've been familiar with Maxwell's, and in the past, the only complaints that we ever got was because of the noise, because it is in a building, in a big building right on the corner. So those were the only complaints, but it seems like there haven't been complaints in a while. And they also had that the outdoor cafe. And I guess the complaints basically were when, kind of like the warm weather, when people were outside hanging out in front of them. And, you know, the people literally live right above Maxwell's. But other than that, I'm sorry, there's a siren going by. But other than that, there haven't been complaints about them in quite a while. So that's all I wanted to say, but I am familiar with the past history.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna take a motion right now.
Can I say, I have a few questions of them.
Yep, go ahead, Marlene.
So I think you're about to answer it with the motion. What are you guys voting on tonight?
So I want to just take a vote on the application as it is, that they didn't have the 7-day notice up in time. I'm assuming that's gonna be a denial. That's the only motion I'm taking right now. What I'm gonna say after that is to be added to new business. I don't think we need to make a motion for that, though. Do we?
So why are you pushing it to full board and not executive if you are pushing it to another meeting?
I mean, I have no problem with putting it to executive, but I feel like we're gonna have to talk about it to some extent at full board too. But if you want to move it to executive, I'm okay with that as well.
Right, if it goes to, no, it's not what I want. I really just asking you questions. It's what you all decide.
I mean, let me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, let me say this. So I know that last month we moved something to executive, if now everybody recalls, it was with the Guthrie Inn. But the reason why I wanted that moved to executive was because that was a very time-sensitive matter. This is not a time-sensitive matter. And we do have members of this committee who may care then to comment at the full board meeting, which they would be in attendance and have the ability to talk as board members. They would not have that ability when we bring this to executive. So that was just my thinking.
Right, if it goes on the executive agenda, it still needs to be spoken about.
Well, right, so then that's my point. Why are we making it redundant? Why don't we just do it once? because it's not time sensitive. That's my only, the only reason last month we moved Guthrie to executive was because it gave them, it was going to allow them to get their license a few days earlier because it had expired. This one, that's not the case. So I just,
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to wrap my brain around, because it's the decision is not up to me, it's up to you all as a committee. But it's ultimately my job to go to the office and explain why. So that's why I keep asking like 7 different whys. So
yeah, so I'm gonna try and make, so normally I'd be always a fan of putting these things just to new business at full board. I think
Mhm.
there's no point in doing it twice. And Judith, you're shaking your head. Do you disagree with me?
Well-
No,
Oh, you mean at full board?
well, I mean, with what I just said, that no need to be redundant and do this twice.
Oh, no, I agree with not being.
Right, so my
redundant.
point here is, I think last month I requested that the Guthrie go before executive, rather,
Mhm.
Right,
because it was very time sensitive.
Yeah,
right.
That was the only reason. Had it not been, we would have just put it into new business at full board. I'm not a fan of doing things twice if they don't have to be, or making more work for anybody.
I'm sorry, I just realized you're speaking to a black screen.
So, I mean, Marlene, I'll be honest with you, like, I personally, doesn't matter to me. I gotta be at both those meetings anyway.
Yeah, but my thing, okay. So my thing is, I'm not really clear why it's going to another meeting, period.
Why is it going to,
My confusion is like, why aren't you guys voting on this? What is the vote? What is
well, the
it?
vote tonight is to deny.
Tonight.
The vote
Yeah.
tonight is to deny, but we're gonna have to give them an opportunity. and-
Can I ask, why are we denying?
Because they didn't have their 7-day notice up.
Because of the person who?
No, because the notice wasn't up in 7 days.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah. So my point here is,
right, right.
we
right,
deny
right.
it tonight. Don't we want to approve it at some point when they do put their notice up?
Right, so your procedures,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Marlene.
Yeah,
being a stickler about procedures, Alex, forgive me. But being a stickler about procedures, and since a resident did actually, by contacting the board, put this on Front Street now, right?
right.
So your procedures say that you have to notify the public of this hearing. This is the hearing.
Correct,
And if the public
correct.
isn't notified in time, then the applicant did not comply with the request. So this is non-compliant. So it's a denial,
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
right? So
Yeah,
that's the facts, and push them aside. So you want to then give the applicant another opportunity?
Well, I mean, of course, what are they gonna never get a liquor license? They're gonna
No,
have
no, no,
to.
no, no, that's not what I'm saying. Usually when you all deny someone, what happens on the back end is I notify that.
Executive.
I don't always get responses back, but I do engage them via email and tell them, listen, this is what the committee recommended was a denial. This is why. You have another opportunity. However, you will have to submit another notice.
Another
Over
notice.
again.
Oh, like a
Right.
whole 30-day
Right.
notice and everything.
Yeah, so he would just submit another notice. We already got the STIP and everything. Submit another notice and maybe have him come back next month. He wouldn't have to redo the STIP. He just will have to post this thing in time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. My only reason for.
But
trying to do it-
it's up to you all.
I personally don't care. My only reason for trying to do it this month was because we had somebody comment on this. And my fear is if we push it to next month, does it kind of all get lost? I just feel like there's a point of contention here, and I'd like
Yeah.
to wrap it up, but I do not really want to deviate from procedure, because then that makes it more difficult for you. And I think, what is it?
No, it's not about.
No, but I just like to, because it gets too much, like tonight's whole meeting, to me, it just, things are getting overcomplicated personally. That's just my
That's
feeling.
right. But
So you know
can
what?
I-
Well, let me just speak, and then Judith, go ahead, and then Miguel has his hand up. I think that maybe it's best we do a straight denial because it wasn't up. It wasn't time sensitive. Let them come back next month, resubmit the 30-day notice. Everything else is fine. I would say, to be safe, just put that put that posting up. When is our meeting for next month? Just since we're talking about this now, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I believe it's April 6th.
The full board,
So, no, not the full
Oh,
board.
you mean full board?
No, not the full board. April 6th is our next License and Permits Committee meeting. So,
Yeah.
Alex, if you don't mind, reprint out your, those postings and put April 6th License and Permits Committee meeting, 6 PM. That's the new hearing date. Also, resubmit a 30-day notice to Marlene. I don't think you have to resubmit anything else. And that should square you up for next month. Marlene, if you don't mind then reaching out to this, I guess, tenant in the property, just making them aware, even though the posting is going to be up, just so there's no issues, that they are welcome to attend next month. I think that's to make it all clear. With that being said, Judith, you wanted to say something?
well, yeah. If they come next month, when is the expiration?
April
of
30th,
their,
I believe you said, April 30th.
Oh,
That's
then there's
correct, April
time.
30th.
So we would have full
That's-
board
that's what
before
I-
that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Miguel, your
yeah.
hand was up, then it went down. Do you still have a question or comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a motion to deny since
Yep,
after Marlene explained that.
I think we are at that point. Marlene, before I move it forward, are we all square, everybody?
Yeah, it's not, but I want to be clear since this is being recorded. It's not what Marlene wants.
No,
It's-
no, I don't,
he wants.
I'm not presuming to say that. I'm saying that I changed my opinion because I was the only one really presenting an opinion on that as a member. And I'm of the mind that just based off of what you said, I in fact agree that it didn't make sense to do it this month. I'm not doing it because
After Marlene's explanation,
right. Marlene, I think we all appreciate your feedback or anything, and I do think you have the right to speak. And if your comments change any of our minds, I mean, I could be wrong saying this, but you're the one doing this day in and day out. So I do value your opinion tremendously. So it's not what Marlene wants, but Marlene's opinion does matter to me at least, as I do, I think it does to everybody here. So Judith, all right, so Miguel, hold up 1 second. Judith, what, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Marlene, did you want it to go to executive?
No, we're over that. We've moved on. That's not
So
happening.
what-
It's gonna
so
come
what
back
is
next
Marlene
month.
Coming back
actually
next
want?
month. We're okay. Very simply put, tonight it is being denied. They're coming back next month on April 6th. Simple as that. They're just going to reapply. They got to resubmit a 30-day notice. I asked them to put the
Right.
notice up for next month. Tomorrow, Marlene's going to reach out to this person, let them know April 6th is a new hearing date, and they will still get, if
Okay.
it all goes well, they'll be approved before the 30th, and they'll be fine. Miguel, Carlos, your hand's up. I'm assuming.
Yes, I'll second the denial.
Okay, so there's a motion to deny by Miguel. That is seconded by Carlos. Marlene, if you don't mind taking the roll.
I'm trying it. Miguel and then Carlos.
That's crazy.
Adam
Oh
Brija,
my goodness.
Deny.
Carlos Diaz. Angela Donadell,
Deny.
Judith Ferraro,
Deny,
Miguel Pava,
Deny.
and Jordan Wright.
Deny.
Motion carries.
All right, Alex, sorry about that, but we will see you next month.
See you next month.
All right, take care.
Bye.
I'm hoping that was it for liquor licenses.
Nope.
Oh, we have one more? Ooh, okay. Mi Patria NYC Latin Fusion LLC, doing business as Tapas on Lex. Renewal application for a full liquor license for a restaurant at 1643 Lexington Avenue. It is on 103rd Street. Marlene, is the applicant here? They don't have to?
Yes,
They are? Okay.
yes. Renee Rodriguez.
Yes, I'm here. Hi. Good
Yep, the
evening.
floor is yours. Good evening.
Just to let you guys know, I've had the restaurant for about 3 years. I haven't opened yet due to COVID. I haven't found the right time to make it happen. I didn't want to get any fines for the vaccine or mask, so I waited, and it's finally being lifted now. So I'm ready to open and bring something new to the community.
Thank you. Okay, so it's a renewal. There have been no 311s. Clearly, it has not been open. Angela, your hand's up.
I just have a quick question. What
Okay.
is Latin fusion?
It's a
Since
mixture
she's
of,
on-
I'm sorry.
It's a fusion is a mixture of various,
Can
Well, we have
Mr.
the-
Rodriguez
we-
explain that
Yeah,
to
we
me,
have the
please?
applicant here. Let him tell us about his restaurant.
Hi,
which one? I stepped away, so which one are we talking about?
Judith, we are on number 6. It is Mi Patria NYC Latin Fusion. To quickly summarize, it
Oh,
is a
yeah,
renewal,
okay.
but he has not
I'm
opened.
sorry, I stepped away
Oh,
for a
okay,
minute,
that
sorry.
is fine, no problem. So just to sum it up, he has not actually opened his business yet due to COVID, but with the mandates being lifted, he was worried about fines for masks and vaccine cards. He is now, I think, going to be planning to open soon, because we heard at the beginning of the meeting that the mayor is planning to lift the mandate.
Next week.
Right, so now
Right.
Angela has asked the applicant to explain what Latin fusion is. So Mr. Rodriguez, if you don't mind answering Ms. Donadell's question.
Sure. So normally a lot of Latin restaurants geared towards either Puerto Rican or Cuban or Dominican foods. I just want to mix of everything. So I just want you to go and taste different Latin foods from all over, not one particular country or island, but just a bunch of different foods that come together to represent what we do as far as different foods, not just one particular menu, basically.
So will there be Puerto Rican dishes that are blended with Dominican dishes to create a new dish? Like, is that how that goes? Or you'll just be serving various different types of food?
There will be some Dominican dishes, some Puerto Rican dishes, some Cuban dishes, different tapas with different tastes. So, it'll like a mofongo is one. So whatever's Puerto Rican would be Puerto Rican, whatever's Dominican, but just a menu with different items from different places.
Right, because in my mind, when you say fusion means the blending of things together in a different way.
Correct.
This is not
Yeah,
fusion. This is just different styles of restaurants. So
Right.
thank you.
I'm blending the I'm mixing the menu because most menus go one way. So I'm combining the menu to be different options, basically.
The menu is fused. It's a fusion menu.
Is that that's how
Yeah,
it
but
goes,
it's not-
Adele?
Yeah, because the menu, like he said, I hear what you're saying. So you could fuse a dish theoretically and combine different cultural aspects into one dish. I don't think he's
Right.
doing that. He's making a fusion menu. So like he said, he
So
might have.
everything, it's like potluck, whatever.
Well,
If you like
Latin
Dominican
fusion,
food, it'll be there. If you like
One-stop shop.
food from Puerto Rico, it'll be there. If you like it from Peru,
Right.
it'll be there. It's just gonna
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
be there. Okay,
Different mixes,
just
correct.
that was just a point of information. I appreciate you answering.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
but Angela is right. Fusion actually means a mixture together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I
I
just
don't,
went to a fusion restaurant last week. That's why I know.
Carlos, go
I'll make a
ahead.
motion for approve.
Thank you.
I second this motion.
Motion to approve by Carlos.
Wait. I have a paper here, but I don't have documents.
Judith, same thing.
Send it to her, please.
She got it. I sent it
They
to you
have
this
everything.
afternoon. It's what we spoke about this afternoon. This was one of the applications that gave it to me yesterday.
Judith, I can confirm that all their documents are submitted. I see them on the air table. So Carlos, there's a motion. It has been seconded by Angela. Marlene, if you don't mind taking the roll.
Sure. Adem Brija,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donadell,
Yes.
Judith Ferraro,
I guess I'll say yes.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, I guess I'm looking for it, but I don't see it here. All right. Yes. What am I
Thank
gonna
you.
do?
Miguel Pava
Yes.
and Jordan Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Good luck. We wish you a lot of success.
Thank you so much, guys. You have a good night. Thank you so much.
Take care. Okay, so that was now the final liquor license. I was a little premature on that. So we're
Mhm.
gonna go to street activity permits. First one up will be item number 7, TD 5 Borough Bike Tour, May 1st, 2022, from setup is midnight, breakdown is 6:30 PM. Location is at East 135th Street between 5th and Madison Avenue. I'm assuming, yeah, it's a bike tour, so I'm assuming that's the starting point, location 1. Location 2, I presume, is where it ends, which would be Pleasant Avenue between East 114th and East 116th Street. It's a full street closure. Is the applicant here?
Yes.
Okay, so I assume the applicant is Mr. DeLuca, if I'm saying that correctly.
That's who's named on the application.
What's that here? Okay.
Phone number ending in 006. You can unmute yourself. You have the floor. Adem is allowing you to have the floor. I think he stepped away from his phone.
I don't blame him.
Hi, everyone. Sorry.
Hi, how are you? Yeah,
Hi, my
so,
name is Aldo.
yeah, go ahead. Just introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit. I think this has been done before, but just give us a brief overview.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. I'm the Associate Director of Events for Bike New York. I'm assisting with the overall production of the event. As you said, we're the TD 5 Borough Bike Tour. We've been around for a few years now. Our route has not changed. We're like you said, we're asking for the same permits that we did last year. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Okay, thank you. So I personally do not have any questions. The documents have been submitted. Do I have any questions from the committee? Anybody from the public? Seeing no questions, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Jordan. Do I have a second? Seconded, Miguel?
Yes.
Okay, so motion to approve by Jordan, seconded by Miguel. Marlene, if you could take the roll.
Adem Brija,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donadell, Judith Ferraro,
Yes.
Miguel Pava,
Yes.
and Jordan Wright.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you to the applicant as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. You too. Take care.
Okay.
Have a good night.
We are now on number 8. I'm assuming it says 5, but I'm gonna just say Cinco de Mayo Fiesta.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, May 8th, 2022. Setup is 7:30 a.m., breakdown 7 p.m. Location is East 116th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. It's for a full street closure. Do we have the applicant here?
I don't see Alex on the line, but I'm gonna call out this number one more time. Phone number ending in 998. You can press *6 to unmute your line. I don't see Alex.
Okay, I mean, I believe this has been done, this.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, and they have everything. So I don't think there's any questions. Oh, hello?
Yes, hi. I'm sorry. I was having difficulties to unmute myself.
Yeah, no worries. So we were gonna just entertain a motion, but since you're here, I will give you the floor if you just wanna, introduce yourself and just, say something briefly. You're more than welcome to.
Sure. Yes, my name is Alex Garcia, and I represent the organization to do this Cinco de Mayo festival, which we have done it a couple years now.
Okay. Thank you. Carlos, I see your hand up.
I just have one concern, and that is the garbage. Once the garbage cans are full on the avenues, it overflows and we get a lot of garbage on the sidewalk. How would you be able to maintain that down the road?
We have piled up the garbage bags in the past on the I believe northeast corner of Third Avenue, because that's what we've been told by the sanitation department. But you know, I'm open for suggestions. I mean,
Well, is that what you did last year?
No, there was a
No,
lot of
we
garbage
didn't.
left over last year.
No, that's what I'm saying, Carlos, because I'm kind of agreeing with you. If what he's suggesting is what they're doing and it was already done, clearly it's not working. So,
well, I didn't do anything last year.
no, in the
We-
past
we-
then, whenever you did it last.
2019, we did it, but that's what the sanitation department asked me to do. I guess I'll speak to them. I will speak to them to see, you know, other options, so we don't have this, you know, this happening.
Carlos, let me ask you a question. When you say the garbage is overflowing, do you mean like once the event is over, there's a lot of garbage left over?
During the event, it piles up with a lot of garbage, and also you have the merchants who are selling stuff in the corner bring the boxes to the corner, and then it becomes saturated in that whole corner, and people cannot walk through there, and that's a major problem. So it could be hazardous to our, you know, our seniors as well as our people with carriages, and I've noticed that not only last year but the year before that, when they had their event, and that creates a problem. And you're talking about 4 different corners. Are you talking about the Third Avenue corner? And you're talking about the Second Avenue corner. So you're talking about 4 different corners filled up with garbage.
Let me ask the applicant, I don't know what your budget looks like, but is it possible to get some kind of, I don't know how this works, but I'm sure there's things you can rent or whatever, like something similar, like a waste management thing, somewhere where all the garbage can be contained into one big thing that's moved out. Is that something that could be feasible to like look into?
Yeah, I can do that. No, you know, with no problem. But I mean, are you sure that we're talking about my event? Maybe.
Yes,
I don't know. If it's Carlos?
absolutely. Cinco de Mayo on 116th Street, no doubt.
With the other festival, because I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing this, and we have done this festival for 5 years.
I'm going to be honest.
And I never had this.
Yeah, but have you ever noticed the garbage piled up?
Yeah, we piled up on Third Avenue on the northeast corner. I know that. But because we were told by the sanitation department, and once the event is finished, they send out the trucks and pick up those garbage bags.
Yeah,
that's
but
what. But you know,
Alex, the
have no
problem is during
Yeah.
the function, during the event, during the day, you get a lot of pile up, not only late, but you get it like in the afternoon.
Okay. No, I can fix that. I mean, I have no problem. I can hire a crew of people to keep collecting those bags, and then I'll manage something to have those garbage bags pick up. So you have no, you know, I will not have that problem. Definitely.
That's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Do I have any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, with that being said, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Carlos, with those conditions.
Okay, so Carlos is making a conditional motion to approve that the garbage piling up issue during the event is addressed, and the applicant has said he is willing to hire a crew to keep that clean and keep everything contained and moved out during the event, so there's no pile up. So with that motion, conditional motion being made, do I have a second?
Second.
That was Jordan?
Oh, Miguel.
Jordan, Miguel, okay, sorry. So conditional motion made by Carlos, seconded by Miguel. Marlene, if you don't mind taking the roll.
For sure. Dan Brija,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donzel,
Yes.
Judith Rivera,
Yes,
Miguel Pava,
Yes.
and Jordan Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, and good luck. We appreciate you cooperating with us. Thanks again. Okay, number 8, number 9, Governor's Parents Association Block Party, May 11th, 2022. Setup is 9 a.m., breakdown is 5 p.m. It's on East 119th between First and Pleasant. It's a full street closure. Is the applicant present?
I don't see, this is Willie Mae and her, a friend that's assisting her, Jacqueline Connolly. But the applicant is Willie Mae. I don't see either of them on the line.
Okay, I'm looking at their application. So I do see like the fire safety plan. And then there is some type of handwritten letter. I'm gonna have to like flip my screen over because it's upside down.
Yeah, just hit the rotate thing on Airtable.
I don't even, it's fine. I'm assuming that's a letter of support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is that all they needed? I'm just, yeah, right? I guess.
Yeah,
they-
for block parties, because
Yeah,
they're
they
not
have
pending
everything.
anything. They're
Yeah.
not,
Yeah, okay, so the applicant's not here, but they have submitted everything, so.
yeah,
Do I have a motion?
I don't see the plan or anything.
Okay, so I do see the plan. Let me go back. I think Judith, you may, Marlene, correct me if I'm wrong. Was this submitted like late? Is that why Judith doesn't
Yeah.
have? it?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, yeah, me and Marlene had spoken about this, that it was gonna be possibly a last minute thing, but I do see the plan. It's an emergency exit. The letter is dated, the letter of support is dated February 20th, 2022.
Yeah, I'm looking at everything that.
Wait,
Marlene sent.
but Marlene, the letter is signed by Willie Mae Goodman. She wrote herself a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is being recorded, so. Her I think it's just one of her friends helping her, Jacqueline Connolly. I gave her the instructions for Willie Mae, because Willie Mae needed some assistance with this application. And she says she just wants to have a block party on this specific block to recognize disabled individuals. And it's something that she's trying to do for the first time. She has had other block parties, but this would be a new one where she would just recognize some individuals. Trying to explain though was a little challenging. What they would need. So that's why the letter is probably signed. It is signed by her, and the plan is kind of like funky looking.
And I mean, yeah, I hear you. The plan seems fine to me. The letter, I thought it was funny. But I mean, she is a fixture in the neighborhood, and I do.
I mean, we
believe-
can ask her for another letter.
Well,
We
the only
can do
thing,
that.
but I'm just looking at the location, to be honest, and I'm
Mhm.
wondering who would they get a letter?
That's what yes, they did tell me that there aren't says like that to ask.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You know, I don't even know who they would get this letter from. It's a block party. It's on a quiet block. I don't have an issue with this. I don't see the need to make this more than it is.
She's done it in the past for many years for the ORMDP kids on
right,
120th Street.
Yeah, so I'm gonna entertain a motion. Does somebody
Make
want
a
to make a
motion
motion?
to approve.
Yep, that's fine. So motion to approve by Carlos. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Judith. Okay, Marlene, if you don't mind taking.
I'll
over.
second.
Yeah, I got you, Judith.
Okay. Yep. Dan Brija,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donadell, Judith Ferraro,
Yes,
Miguel Pava,
Yes.
and Jordan Wright.
Yeah.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay, more reasons.
Okay, so we are now on number 10, remembering our loved ones, block party, May 14th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Location is East 132nd, between 5th and Madison. It's for a full street closure. Is the applicant here?
No, the applicant isn't here, but she's had this block party before.
Okay. Just give me a second. 'Cause I don't- They submitted everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion. to
Motion.
approve.
All right, motion to approve by Miguel. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Judith. Marlene, if you don't mind taking the roll.
Adem Briha,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Angela Donzel. Is
I
she?
have to abstain. I don't know what happened. I apologize. I got all locked out.
It's fine, no problem.
There's a message in the chat.
Judith Ferraro,
Yes,
Miguel Pava,
Yes.
sorry, and Jordan Wright.
Yes.
If anyone from the public had anything to say, please raise your hand virtually. That's how we recognize you, not the chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I didn't see that comment till Angela just, I mean, I'm hoping it's not on something we just voted on, but Mr. Jesus, if you wish to speak, you're recognized. If you can unmute yourself.
Yes, hello?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Yes, hi. I've been on the meeting since it started, and I have a complaint about business that you guys have not mentioned. I don't know if it's on your record. I don't know if you know about this business. So I'm just staying online, but I just don't want the meeting to end and I don't get to.
No, you're fine. I would, yeah, no worries. You can tell us now. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be real quick about it. There's a establishment, it's called Room 112 Bar. It's located on the corner of 117th Street and Pleasant Avenue. They're open every day. They play loud music. Right now, they're open. This is a no standing, no parking anytime. There's triple parking. I have videos. I've called 311. I call 911. I was told that I have to get everyone in my building to call at the same time, which is impossible because people are scared. The crowd that is coming in is unmature. I heard that it's a club, a bar for new celebrities. So it's open until 4 o'clock in the morning. It's open every day. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, it's open. And my son's room is right across from the bar. I call 911 for fights. I call 311 for loud noises. I have video of police officers driving by and not giving no tickets. And now on Fridays, Saturdays, they charge the bar charges $50 for people to park. So how can I get help?
Okay, I'm glad you came. I'm trying to look this up to even see if this ever came before us. It's room 112 lounge, you said?
Room 112 bar.
Bar. Okay, yeah, because I'm on, I just looked it up. Okay, room 112. Marlene, are you familiar with this establishment?
it's across the
not.
street from Applebee's.
Nobody knows.
No, I looked it up. I know where it is. I'm just trying to see if they ever even came to the board.
No, I'm not familiar with is she using the DBA and maybe we have them by the license?
Well, that's what I'm wondering too. Okay, so.
It's on what street? Sorry.
It's on 100 and the corner of 117 and Pleasant Avenue. And if I may say something, this is a residential buildings. There's 3 buildings that people live. The streets
ma'am.
are narrow and it's always busy out here. If anybody knows the mall, it's always busy out here.
I live a block away. I'm not really familiar with this establishment, but I'm familiar with the area you're talking about, and it is
You
a
live a
very
block
quiet.
away and you haven't heard the fights and the screaming and the police coming?
Well, I mean, I'm on First Avenue, so I can't.
Oh, you so
Yeah.
lucky.
So, I mean, I do hear things all the time myself where I am, but not from there. The city's pretty
It's
loud.
pretty ugly.
Okay, so look, I definitely want this to be addressed because now I'm wondering if they came, and even if they did come, we certainly didn't agree to anybody operating an establishment like this. Marlene, I guess we.
I don't recognize this establishment.
Nobody knows about it. Yeah, I've
Okay.
asked plenty of people.
Right,
they have a-
Mr. Jesus?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you need to give us a minute to respond to your complaint.
Okay, thank you.
We're telling you that we have not heard about it. I did hear a complaint from our district manager, and I have to just double check my emails to see if this is the establishment that was brought to his attention. Right now, I cannot take down my screen because I'm the one sharing the screen. So I can't do that right now. Another thing, so NYC created some tools besides 311, because sometimes when you call 311, not much isn't done, and we understand that. Mend NYC was created, right? So where the nightlife mayor, which and Judith, you're familiar with the nightlife mayor, and the resident and the business owner comes together and tries to reach some resolution. So I need to ask you, are you anonymous in this complaint? Would you be?
Oh, no, I'm not. I always leave my full name and my number.
No, would you be willing to meet with the owner?
With that crowd, no. No.
Okay, so Mend NYC probably would not help you. This isn't something that can be resolved tonight in this meeting. What's happening is that you're bringing this to our attention, and then we have to contact our intergov reps for NYPD, our community liaisons to the NYPD. We cannot render a decision or a result or, appease the situation for you tonight. Just to be honest with you. Nothing can happen tonight.
No, I know this.
Do is call the board office, and then you'll call me and give me your complaint numbers, and I will contact NYPD through the community board office. And that'll just give you an extra pair of eyes and ears to notify the NYPD instead of you doing it alone.
Marlene,
so that can help you. So you can call me tomorrow.
Okay, that'll be nice.
You have the board office number?
I think I do because I called earlier so I could get the information to be on this site.
Okay, no problem. We understand your frustration, and no one should live with that level of noise where you don't feel comfortable all throughout all hours of the night. That's why when applicants come to this committee and eventually the full board, they ask them to operate in good faith, and that's not operating good faith. So we understand, but you just have some patience with the board, the committee, and the staff to try to resolve the issue for you. And we're not guaranteeing you a resolve through the board. We just have to contact the appropriate parties to do that for us and help us.
Okay.
Can I chime in now?
Sure.
Is it possible, Marlene, and I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. First of all, I think obviously we want to figure out what's going on. And you already addressed how Mr. Jesus can get in touch with the board and do that. My concern now is trying to figure out if this applicant ever even came, and maybe it was under a corporate name, and that's why we are unable to find it. So either way, whether they came or didn't come, they clearly, from what we're hearing, are not operating a business in a manner that we would have approved. And I like to be like, as I don't want to speak for other people because I don't want to put more on other people's plates. I don't know what agendas look like, but if we find out, if we're able to get in touch with the applicant, would it be out of the question to have them come to this month's executive committee meeting?
No, yeah.
Yeah, because.
Fine, I'm saying that's fine.
Okay, so then I'd like to.
We can identify them, so
Right.
you
Well,
know,
so there's a
attempting to identify.
yeah, I mean, there's a
I'm
phone
gonna take
number.
down this screen for a minute. Go ahead, Tim.
There's a phone number, for the establishment. So I don't know if we don't find anything on our air table, if it's as simple as just calling that number and, having a management or an owner or partner reach out to us, so we can have them attend. Mr. Jesus, I completely understand that you may want to remain anonymous in this situation. So, you're welcome to attend if they come. You're also welcome to not attend, but submit anything you want, where your name wouldn't be shared, and we would just share the complaints and issues at hand. But like Marlene said, I can't make any promises. The board's powers are restricted to an extent, but you have our word that we'll do our best to address this and address this as soon as possible. And that's why I believe going to executive, I'd almost say public safety committee, but which, I mean, you're welcome to go to any meeting you want and voice your concerns. They have public safety has its own chair, but executive is where the chairs of and vice chairs and elected, like people who are elected to, like the treasurer of the board, that's where everybody meets. I think that's like in 2 weeks from now. And I would hope that we can get the owners of this establishment at that meeting and kind of just, figure out what's going on, what's happening, in addition to, whatever Marlene can possibly get in touch with the precinct and any other city agencies to try to figure out what the situation is there, how it can be corrected.
What's the building number, Mr. Jesus? What's the building number?
The building number, okay, this is 501.
It's 512, am I right?
There you go. There you go. Yes, sir.
512. Okay, because we did receive a complaint through NYPD and it's a different establishment. Never mind. So I got to do some digging. I'm not sure about this one.
Point, just because she was speaking, I Googled the address and then a Facebook page opened up. So what she's talking about, what I could see there, it said how the Black Ink Crew, those people that do the tattooing, had a big party there in January. And it seems to be, when you look for reservations, it doesn't have room 112, but underneath it, it says Lighthouse Fish Market.
Oh, they have come.
There we go,
Okay,
right?
thank you.
Figured it out.
Yeah,
You know
Lighthouse
what?
Fish Market.
I am familiar with Lighthouse Fish Market.
And they're going to be, they're coming for, I believe, a class change in April to you guys. They've notified the board. They gave a notice, but you're on mute, Judith. Lighthouse Fish Market.
Oh, I see it. It's at the very.
You guys in 2019.
My hand was up. I was trying to tell you, nobody acknowledged me, what it was. I got a phone.
You have to raise your hand virtually, Judith.
Judith, your hand can't be up. You weren't on anyone's screen. You got to put the emoji hand up.
The emoji hand. But clarity, I saw Judith, I had my hand up too. So
no problem.
yes,
okay, so this is problem
I
solved.
thought Lighthouse Fish Market sounded familiar.
I'll contact them. No problem.
Okay, so
I was going to tell you what it was. I got a phone call this week from Martina Garcia trying to help these people with this issue. And they said that it's very difficult to see because the windows are blacked out. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's dark. You can't see in, you can't see out.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I had my hand up to try to tell them, but I guess I wasn't acknowledged at the time. But yes, I got a phone call about it. And yes, it's the fish market. And there's something very weird going on inside. You can't see anything because it's all blacked out.
If they're trying to turn it into a public spot, if the Black Ink Crew from New York City, that means they film in there, they'll probably utilize that space. Right. On the Facebook page, it says they're only open from 4 to midnight, but I figure that's probably not really true.
They're open right now. They're open right now, and it's triple parking on a no standing on both sides, and that's right across from my son's room.
Marlene,
it's celebrities, uprising celebrities.
Yes.
So they're coming in for a method of operation change, so they had, am I assuming they had a beer and wine license and they want to get a full liquor? Because I'm not seeing any previous documents
They
from
came
them.
to you all, I remember when I first started, that had to be in 2019 sometime.
Okay, yeah, it's not, I'm putting like it in the search part of my, and I'm only getting the Lighthouse coming up with this last 30-day notice that they just submitted. Okay, look, I think that we kind of had some good detective work done on here just now. I think we have somebody we could reach out to, like in terms of the ownership there. So Marlene, if it turns out that that is them, I would like if our board chair is willing to add it to the executive agenda this month, that we'd like them to be present there because we have some concerns and questions about how they're operating their business.
Okay, I'll speak to Angel about it.
And then whatever else needs to be done, you know, with Mr. Jesus sending you whatever info and reaching out, that's separate, and I will defer because I'm not super familiar on all the intricacies of.
Okay, Mr. Jesus, what would help me is if you craft an email. You see how Adem read the resident's email? So that's helpful. So craft an email with your complaint, the business name, address, and building number, and what the complaint is and how long it's been going on, so we can have a story. So it's not just coming from us, it's coming from the constituent.
Okay, and I'll give you a call tomorrow morning. What time is good for you?
9 to 5. I'm 9 to 5. I'm available.
Okay, thank you guys so much for hearing me. Have a good
You're
night and
welcome.
stay safe.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Adem,
Yep.
do you think that also should be addressed by the cultural committee? They're always looking out for restaurants and bars. So
No, I hear you. To me, this is sounding borderline public safety. I don't know. So I feel like perhaps Jose should just be aware of the situation as he is the chair of that committee.
So,
okay.
All right, Marlene,
Adem,
go
you
ahead.
want to
Are we
invite-
still, are we finished?
Well, we're done with all the applications, so we're no business, but
Okay.
I just want to hear what Marlene has to say about what was just being said.
I'm just reiterating what you said to make sure I understand. So you want to notify Xavier about this Lighthouse Fish Market. I'm gonna wait for this constituent's email.
Yeah.
To attach it to what the request is.
Yeah.
To have them come to executive. I'll speak to Angel about it. So for this month.
Yeah, I don't know about, Marlene, I don't know, do you have Jose's email address, Altamirano?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe you want to include him on that email or send a separate email. I don't know because I don't really see the point of them adding it to their agenda if we're gonna do this in executive, but maybe just make them aware, let him decide what he wants to do, if anything.
Yeah, is the constituent speaking about public safety or about noise?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's. So I need her, that's why I need her craft email so I can really understand what her issue is.
So
and I
then, you
can
know
read
what,
it.
let's wait on that because I couldn't really gauge exactly. I know it was noise, but I didn't know if it was something that she felt was bordering on some type of possibly.
Yeah.
She
I don't
really
want to say that.
expressed concern for her children, which
Well,
I
that-
think she's
When she
looking
said
at
the
it like.
when she said her son's room faces this, that maybe I just jumped to conclusions in my own head about it being an unsafe situation, just hearing a mother's concern for her child.
But let's be real about the things that we've been seeing in the news lately with random shooting, and it's by her child's window.
Better safe than sorry, so.
Better safe than sorry.
But Marlene, I agree with you. Let's wait till Mr. Jesus crafts her email. And I guess if she doesn't mention anything, you could follow up and just say, is this just a noise complaint? That way we're kind of aware of exactly what we're dealing with.
Okay.
I think we're good on that now.
Mhm.
So I don't think we have any old business. Does anyone have any old business? I don't. Oh,
I do.
Judith? Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, and I spoke to Marlene about this. Some time ago, I'm sure this committee said that if applications don't come in within 5 days, then they will have to come the next month. Now what's happening is Marlene is getting documents in the night before the meeting or whatever. This is ridiculous because honestly, I have in my phone what Marlene sent, and every document that you said was sent, I don't have it. And I'm going to bring it to the board and show her. I don't know why I don't have it. And thank goodness I have it in my phone. But this is ridiculous. If we can't get our documents in 5 days before the meeting, then Marlene should be able to tell them, too bad, you have to come to the next month's meeting. Because this is, it's crazy. Because we're not aware of what comes in the night before or the day before. And I had a talk with Marlene, and I know that we've discussed it on this board, this committee, numerous times, that the documents have to be in 5 days before our committee meeting. Is that true?
I said we
It's
have
7.
7 and okay,
Whether
so
7 or 5, I don't care
all
what
right,
it is.
I completely hear you, and I know that this, is posing a specific difficulty for you because you rely on the printouts, and then it's hard to get things that are coming in the day before. And you should not be inconvenienced, nor anybody here.
But neither should Marlene be inconvenienced. if
I
people
just
send
said,
her
or
tickets.
anyone else here.
Right.
Please, but
Yes.
but I listen when you speak, so I just want you to listen when I speak. I said everybody is being inconvenienced, myself included. I think said this myself a million times, especially with renewals. You do this every 2 years. This is your livelihood.
Right.
I'm trying to be understanding.
Right.
We're all adults here.
Mhm.
When we were all younger in school, we didn't get this kind of leeway. You didn't submit your work when your teacher said you failed. I mean, at least in the schools I went to. My thing has been maybe why we've deviated from that a bit, as we have with other things, is because of the pandemic. But the pandemic, well, I mean, if the mayor's lifting the mandate, who am I to say? I'm assuming if things are going back to normal, maybe they can here as well. So I'm going to propose this. And Judith, I'm in complete agreement with you. So I am totally on the same page. Marlene, moving forward, and unless I see any objections, I think this is how we'll do it. A week before our license and permits committee, you could just send me an email, you can call me, whatever is easiest for you, and just tell me this is who submitted, but they're missing something, and notify them they're being denied. And let's just start that. And I don't care if their application is going to be, we got to set some type of procedure now that we can follow. And I know that I've myself tried to accommodate within the rules, people, if we could squeeze them in somewhere to help out, but at some point enough is enough. I think Marlene is super, and Marlene, I'm not speaking for her, but I'm saying this as a compliment. She reaches out, she's very thoughtful, so nobody has the excuse to say, oh, I didn't know about this. If they missed it, it's on them. And so, there have to be consequences because we can't constantly be inconvenienced by that. And Judith, I really value your eyes, your attention to detail on these applications. Angela is also really good at that. So are some of the other. I'm not. That's a weakness of mine. I'm kind of, so I do like you to have all the documents in front of you. There's no doubt. And you've been here longer than me. You're the institutional knowledge on this committee. And I don't want to take that away from you by not letting you have the ability to see everything. So seeing no objections, 7 days, Marlene tells me they're denied. And then it'll be on the agenda, but we'll all be clear, it's an automatic denial, and it'll be as simple as that. Okay?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Even even if they have all the documents, they have to do it a week before. Because
I'm agreeing with you. No, if they submit all the documents and it's 5 days before, it's a denial. They need to be in at least a week before. That's it.
And Marlene should have the authority to tell them, too bad, this is the way the
Well, she's gonna
committee
tell
is."
them that the committee has taken the position that they will be denying your application because you didn't have it a week before the meeting. Simple as
Right.
that.
And you're right, there should be consequences, and maybe they'll learn.
Well, listen, I'm not here to punish anybody. I hope that everybody follows it and gets it. But we need to maintain some type of, like I said, the pandemic brought on certain challenges and certain, we all felt, I think rightfully so, that we all had to try to, be more understanding of everybody's situation. But, it seems to me that if the mayor is lifting mandates and everything, then maybe it's time we go back. And this month has highlighted the challenges that can happen when those rules aren't adhered to. So with that being said, I think, Judith, I really appreciate that. And that's how we'll do it moving forward. And if ever you think I'm deviating from something, just tell me. I'm wrong.
No, I don't think you're deviating from
Or,
something.
if you,
I don't.
or if you see me in the street, you could give me a little whack on the head, all right? Hey, wake up, all right? So there you go.
No, it's just that I had this talk with Marlene yesterday, and I feel bad because
it makes everybody's life easier. But it's not just you.
At the last minute.
It's not just you, it's not just Marlene, it's a trickle-down effect because I count on my members to be fully briefed and everything, and when they're not, I can't do my job effectively either. So it's everybody. Okay? So that's old business. All right, so that's it with old business. Do we have any new business?
Yeah.
No new business. Okay, no new business. Is that it? I think. Yeah.
Let me call the roll. I see some people, I think Ms. Teague is on. I just want to note her attendance, so let me call her.
Sure, of course.
Leroy Andino. Eric Alcancella. Adem Brija.
Present.
Carlos Diaz.
Here.
Angela Donadell.
I believe I am here.
Judith Ferraro.
And I'm saying good night.
Jessica Morris is excused. Miguel Pava.
Here.
Shavasia Robinson Teague.
He was here.
She signed off.
Yeah.
Oops. And Jordan Wright.
Here.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Happy first day of Lent.
Night.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
going to stop recording for. Okay.
Goodbye, Adam. Goodbye.
Marlene, is the recording stopped?
Still recording.
Okay, hold on.